You're listening to the Spend 10K a Day podcast, brought to you by the performance marketing experts at Mute 6. This is your source for cutting-edge insight into the world of online advertising from the team with more Facebook case studies in 2016 than any other agency on the planet. Here are your hosts, Steve Wise and Stuart Anderson.
Welcome back to the Spend 10K a Day podcast. Today, we're talking about product feeds. Steve, talk to us a little bit about what's going on with product feeds on Facebook.
So just to take a step back a little bit, there's two main areas that Facebook seems to be evolving most from an advertising technology perspective. After meeting with our Facebook team last week, we had a long discussion about what's evolving at the quickest rate as far as the technology goes. And that's number one, mobile video, obviously. Yeah. We've had a numerous amount of discussion about, the evolution of mobile video, square videos, obviously mobile, just growing at a rapid pace. But number two, product feeds. Originally you would upload you'd export all your product feeds into a feed. Then you'd upload that feed into Facebook, and then you let Facebook dynamically create ads in the form of carousels of products that a user is most likely to purchase based on their prior user behavior, which is great, right? That's amazing.
100%.
But now it's changing. The game is changing, and the product feed game is changing. Now companies are really getting strategic with their product feed. So number one, what we've been testing out and what's working really well is taking user-generated content and actually building feeds off of user-generated content, a.k.a. your Instagram feed, a.k.a. other forms of user-generated content that you could build feeds off of.
More engaging types of images. It's the kind of stuff that people are going to interact with more, find more value in. And there's some apps, I think, as well that, depending on what e-commerce platform you're using, that makes implementing those images in the feed much easier.
Yeah, so just remember, the feed that you build off your Shopify store, if you have multiple SKUs, is most likely going to be just the basic merchandising images. They're not actually advertising images. They don't have actually sales copy. It's just exporting however it looks and telling Facebook, go Facebook, create dynamic ads using this feed. Well, what I tell you, if you could actually edit that feed and actually implement user-generated content. So there's two main tools that we've used in the past, which are amazing for this. Number one, Pixely, Pixlee.
Yep. Great
tool for aggregating user-generated content, turning it into a feed. And then number two, if you're a Shopify site, we use a tool called Snappic, Snappic. I mentioned them on previous podcasts. They do an amazing job of turning your Instagram into an actual product feed that you could upload into Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything you do to make it easier, because obviously if you have a big catalog, especially, using a tool to help kind of like manage all those images and what you're testing. Really, really important. You don't want to manually manage images for thousands and thousands of products.
Exactly. And another thing you could do, there's other tools like Feednomics and a couple of these other, shopping feed management tools that allow you to actually build very customizable feeds. So instead of uploading your whole product feed and running ads, you could upload maybe 10 or 20 products, or you could start editing those feeds in Excel and actually just start editing the text around those feeds. Because remember, this isn't sales text that Facebook is building off of. So you could actually go in Excel and export a feed from like a Feednomics, or you can even do it inside of Feednomics, where you could actually, start playing around with the text and making it more, sales copy type stuff.
Yeah.
The key is that having someone on your team who's really good at kind of cutting up shopping feeds and kind of understanding how to actually build customized feeds for Facebook is the future and the evolution of shopping feeds on Facebook.
Definitely. So if I'm a store owner right now, Steve, we've talked about a lot of the cool things that are going on right now. Prioritization. What are the three things I should be doing? I'm already running DPA ads. I have a product feed built. What are the first three things I should be doing ahead of some of the changes that are coming, or with all these new tools?
I think you should start looking into like a Pixely or like a Snappic and start taking some of your user-generated content and turning it into feeds. I think you should start playing around with your feeds and start actually editing the copy in your feeds and then re-uploading it on a daily basis. I think that understanding how to edit and build feeds, custom feeds for Facebook is 9/10 of the game. So I would have someone either on your team or someone who or someone outsourced who just really can kind of crunch together how can mix and match your feed and start running customizable ads along that feed. Also, the feed works really well with Facebook collection ads.
Yeah, we're doing an upcoming podcast on that.
Yep, the next podcast is actually going to be around Facebook collection ads. So
yeah,
good plug for the future. But
yeah,
so that's just the bigger picture is like I want to empower people to really understand shopping feeds and how they work because they're rapidly evolving. And if you're going to be a next level Facebook marketer, I think you really have to become good at shopping feeds.
100%. Well, yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty good primer on some of the latest stuff going on with shopping feeds. As Steve mentioned, we're doing our next podcast episode on collection ads, something that are, it's a pretty new feature, but it's already doing very, very well, and it's very customizable. I think it's going to play a big part of e-commerce marketing on Facebook going forward. So stay tuned. We got
one other thing about feeds that I want to mention is that eventually Facebook is going to allow you to market shopping feeds to new audience members or new customers. Right now, most of the time, shopping feeds are based around remarketing audiences, but very soon you're going to be able to market your shopping feeds or your dynamic ads to people who've never engaged with you before. It's going to be really interesting.
I think the dynamic ads for prospecting right now, I think it's only available to certain advertisers in a kind of beta stage. I think it's a pretty wide beta, but it's not fully available yet. Last time we checked.
Yep.
But definitely keep an eye out for that. And again, next episode is going to be on Facebook collection ads, which incorporate product feeds. So stay tuned for more great Facebook and e-commerce content.